Hi everyone, welcome back. Now we will have one more amazing speech by amazing Vanina Ivanova from Serotonin, and she will talk about trust-driven Web3 marketing. So please enjoy her speech and remember, scan the QR code, and if you have any questions, please feel to write them down and we will have 3 minutes for your questions. Enjoy the speech. Vanina.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. A big thanks to the whole team organizing this event, putting it together. I'm going to start with a little bit about myself. Sorry. Okay. About myself, I have been doing, all right, thank you. I've been doing blockchain marketing for about 8.5, 9 years now, which feels like a lifetime. As you probably know, working in crypto, 1 year in crypto is equal to at least 10 years in real life. So it has been a very exciting journey. I got in crypto by chance and stayed for the tech, sorry, not for the money. I'm kidding. Before that, I used to work in traditional marketing, so I have a background in performance marketing, funnels, all that good stuff. I used to work in the fintech industry, where budgets were large and people were boring. Then I joined this wonderful world of crypto, and my life has never been the same. Right now, I am a marketing director at Serotonin. If you're not familiar, Serotonin is one of the biggest marketing agencies in the space. We basically help bring emerging technology to market and help Web3 and crypto projects succeed. And these are my credentials. This gives me the confidence to stand here in front of you today and talk about what I'm going to talk about. Funny enough, when I accepted the invitation to speak at the event, I was just finishing up a job with a blockchain security company. And this is why I decided to talk about the intersection of blockchain security and blockchain marketing. And if you think that this is a little bit weird and these two don't quite match together, just bear with me. I promise I'm going to explain how they can interact. The Web3 is not a safe place. That I think we can all agree on. There are so many different bugs. And I've just put one little piece of statistics here because the talk after me is going to talk about Web3 statistics and Web3 trends a lot more in a lot more detail. So I hope you stay and listen to that. I just put this little quote here from the Peck Shield semi-annual 2024 semi-annual report that says that, first of all, we lost approximately $1.5 billion to crypto security exploits, and that's a lot of money. Even for people in crypto, that's a lot of money. And the other thing that I find even more concerning is that there has been almost a 300% increase in hacks and security exploits in the space. And why is that? That's because it's an easy target for hackers. First of all, there's plenty of money to be captured. Second of all, there's a very high level of complexity. It's so complicated that even if you have been working in this space for a long time, and you have the confidence that you understand the technology and what stands behind all of that we're doing that is consumer facing, there's still a very high level of complexity, and that makes it easy for people to miss things and for projects to become hackable, especially when it comes to DeFi. And the other thing is, funnily enough, and I find it mind-blowing, but even people in crypto who have been rugged and wrecked multiple times still have very, very low OPSEC or operational security. Like, we would be posting pictures of our trezors and ledgers on Twitter going, hey, got this new baby, or I don't know, talking about where we keep our money, and really practicing very, very bad online hygiene when it comes to security. We are proudly wearing those t-shirts that say that we work in blockchain, and I'm guilty of the same, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. I do the same, and then I'm like, oh wait, does that make me an easy target? My t-shirt tells people I can be hacked and rugged. I probably shouldn't be doing that. And yet the next conference comes up and I'm still wearing a crypto t-shirt. So, we all do that. And that's why hackers are like, what can we do here? And then I'm going to take a little break for that and jump to the topic, and that's the topic of marketing and Web3 marketing. It's noisy. There is so much going on at any given time. All you need to do is open your Twitter, and if you're on crypto Twitter, you can easily get overwhelmed in less than 30 seconds just by looking at what's happening in the space. And again, I've just put a silly little conversation that I had with ChatGPT, but that's actually true statistics. The attention span of the current consumer, especially of Gen Z and millennial consumers, who are the ones with the largest buying power, is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. What we are right now is basically goldfish with crypto. That means that we, as marketers, we usually have seconds or fractions of a second to capture the attention, to cut through the noise, and to tell our audiences, wait, I'm here and I've got something important to say, listen to me. And that's hard. And when you look around, if you kind of like look at new projects popping up, whether it's a bull market or a bear run, it's all of the same. It's airdrops, it's community building, quests. We have seen that. And we keep doing it because to a great extent, it's a very young industry, a very new industry, and we don't really know what we're doing. So we're trying things, and if something sticks, if something works, we keep trying again and again and again. And when we come to launching a new project or helping a new project succeed on the market, we're like, yeah, we're going to do this because we tried it and it worked. It's very seldom that we're like, wait, we need to like take a step back, think out of the box, and come up with something alternative. And sometimes the answer is just in front of our eyes and we just miss it because we're kind of like focused on what we know, on the tried and tested. Consumers are getting tired of our bullshit. It's getting harder and harder to convey a real message. And what people are looking for is not just economic opportunity anymore. People are beginning to care about authenticity again. They want to see projects that are honest, that are not over-promising and under-delivering. They want to see the benefits of using crypto in their everyday life and the benefits of being on-chain, because you know better than I do that on-chain UX is still insufferable to a great extent. So that's what people use. They want good user experience. They want pleasant user journeys that are easy. Dealing with crypto should be as easy as opening a Revolut account or a Venmo if you're in the States or whatever, or a TikTok account if you wish. And we're not there yet. So marketers need to work extra hard to convey the messaging, to convey the benefits and the values that people are going to have by using a particular Web3 product or service, especially now when we're mostly pouring money into infrastructure and not really focusing on consumer-facing things. And here's where security audits come in. The majority of projects nowadays are audited. Why? It's an industry standard, but it's not just an industry standard, it's a need. If you don't want to get wrecked, make sure that your code is audited. It doesn't need to be one of the big expensive companies, it could be a small boutique firm. You can crowdsource it, you can talk to the team and have like an internal company hackathons, but you need to have multiple sets of eyes on your code because, as I mentioned earlier, it's complex. It's complicated. It's easy to miss security vulnerabilities and backdoors. And this is why companies prefer to get audited, sometimes by an official company, sometimes by a bug bounty. But having an audit as a company has informational value when it comes to broadcasting your entire company message to the world. It tells your potential users and your supporters and your community and builders that you are committed to that security. You're committed to engaging with that broader community, especially the security community, especially when we're talking about bug bounties. and community-driven auditing, it helps amplify the reach, because sometimes a smaller company, an unknown brand that doesn't really have strong marketing, has the financial ability to hire and engage a bigger auditing firm and then piggyback off of their reputation. So they can do co-marketing together, and this way they can reach a wider audience and make their brand known to more people and to more eyes. And the next few slides are kind of like a few things that I have found useful in my career as a Web3 marketer, and also as a marketer for a Web3 security company, of things that different projects do and things that can be done with security audits. This here is a screenshot of Morpho Labs. They have a designated page for security on their website that lists all of their audits, all of the companies that have audited them, and you'll see on the screen that there are some bigger companies like SpareBit and TrailofBits, Chain Security, Open Zeppelin, Certora, and there are smaller companies that you may not have necessarily heard of. But having this array of auditors on your website, on your homepage nonetheless, is what testimonials, user testimonials do for e-commerce in Web 2. It gives social proof. It tells people, hey, we're not just well-funded and funded enough to be able to afford all of those audits and all of those companies. It says we're very, very dedicated to the companies, and these are the companies that have audited us. You have heard of those companies. You have seen those logos. This brings the stamp of security. You know that you can be safe with us because we have been audited so much. And when it comes to a DeFi protocol, well, security is important, trust me. You can also leverage, as I mentioned earlier, you can leverage the broader community. Immunify, Code Arena, Sherlock, platforms for community audits and bug bounties. They have huge audiences because right now, blockchain security and especially solo auditing are on the rise. People are getting into that game, and that's a really good way to, first of all, put your project on the map, put your brand on the map, and also get multiple eyes on your project. But it's not just that. If you play your cards right, and again, the example here from Layer 0 is an extreme example, but they not just put up the world's largest bounty. Before that, I think the MakerDAO was the biggest bug bounty that there was on the market. And then Layer 0 was like, hold my beer. And they went bigger. But that's a really good way to bank on PR opportunities. Because you have this thing, you have the biggest, the largest, the newest, whatever. You know, if it's the first, if it's the biggest, if it's the largest, you should do PR on it. You should monetize on this communication opportunity, and that's what Layer 0 did. They made the news. I didn't really put screenshots from the media coverage, but they did get substantial media coverage, and other projects have gotten substantial media coverage as well, just because they did something extraordinary, something out of what we're used to seeing, in this particular case, the world's largest bug bounty. Then, again, I already mentioned that, but sometimes you're a smaller company that is audited by a big security firm. Sometimes you're a small security firm that is auditing a big project. And that's an opportunity for cross-marketing, for piggybacking off each other's reputation, for cross-pollinating each other's communities, for doing co-marketing together, and increasing your reach and getting to more eyes and getting to more people that could potentially be your users. That's, again, another example of similar activities. You know, you can see that CryptoKitties did a huge bug bounty. The Jito Foundation did a great bounty. The bug bounty platforms have a joint interest with the projects that they're working with to get as many researchers on them as possible, and they use marketing well, Because let's be honest, companies like, projects like CryptoKitties and, Jito, they do have marketing budgets, and they're substantial marketing budgets. And at the same time, platforms like Code Arena and Hack and Proof, they have a mutual interest in putting those big companies that they work with to the front. So this way you can engage the security community as well, the broader security researchers community. And if you've been in the industry as long as I have been, you know that it's a very small group of people that jumps from one project to another, and basically, we're far away from mass adoption, as it pains me to say, but that's the reality of the situation. And it's the same group of crypto-native people that go from one project to another to another. So all of this brand awareness helps projects move forward. Storytelling. As you can see from the screenshot, and again, that's just one of sadly very few examples, but there's a story here. When you catch a big security vulnerability, a critical security vulnerability, especially if it's caught before being exploited, that's a really great storytelling opportunity. Hey, this is what happened. This is how we caught it. This is what could have happened if we didn't catch it. And I know that it's hard, especially for CEOs and founders and CTOs of big projects, to go out and admit, hey, we had this huge security vulnerability in our code, and our security firm caught it, and we're not proud with the code that we put out. But that's an opportunity, and I think that more projects should do that. They should go out and tell the story of, hey, this is a disaster that could have happened, but it didn't happen, and this is how it happened. Because let's be honest, there's not a lot of storytelling going around, and that's a major part of marketing. We are marketing to people, and people are emotional beings. We need to relate, we need to connect at the end of the day. We need to find a story that we can identify with. And when you find that good story, you need to tell it. I looked a lot, but I couldn't find a project that put out a story like that. Hey, we got this bug, and this is what could have happened. A lot of security companies do that, and they do it well. But I think that we should see more consumer-facing projects do that too. So this is my talk. I'm not going to go into more details, but I'm going to be here until the rest of the day. So if you want to talk more about marketing or security or anything other than that, just find me. I'll be around. Use your security audits as social proof. Use them to make the news. Use them to piggyback off projects' reputations and reach in communities. And use storytelling. Establish that brand narrative that we're missing in the space. If you want to connect with me and talk to me on Twitter, you can do that. You can also do it on Telegram or Firecaster. I'm not great with replying to messages, but I will eventually reply. Might be in a day, might be in 3. You'll hear back from me, and I would like to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was amazing and very inspiring, especially for me as someone who also comes from the Web3 marketing. Do you have any questions for Vanina? No questions, it means that it was amazing. And regarding not replying to messages, that's a common thing in the Web3 space. We just ghost each other for some time, and that's perfectly fine. No worries about that. Okay, guys, if you don't have any more questions for Vanina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now I would like